As we seen in the if error function that we use to make sure to substitute a not available value calculated by a formula in Excel with a specific expression like item not found, we can also run what is called evaluating the formula by examining step by step what's happening in our results. So it's like a way to look at what Excel is calculating item by item, row by row, column by column, and make sure that the results are presented are really accurate. And in that process, you will have options to step in and step out, which means like you can, like for example in the VLOOKUP formula, you have multiple arguments here to evaluate. So if you starting with the first item in your data, you're gonna ask it to evaluate the first item, like here in our case B1, and then when you click on step in, it's going to give you exactly the value returned for that specific item. And every time you are trying to step in next value, it's going to calculate the second value, like and as you can see here will be underlined. So we'll calculate the first one and we'll evaluate it for you, and you can see it. And if it makes sense to you, you continue, and then you go to the second value. If it makes sense to you, you continue. You're gonna step in and evaluate, and that goes until all the array or the arguments that this function, the VLOOKUP in our case here, needed to examine finished. In this way, if you are seeing some of the data that are really not making sense to you, in this way you can find the error, find the problem that caused that error. So let us see how you can implement it inside Excel and what the meaning of stepping in, stepping out, and evaluate.
To use the Evaluate Formula feature, click the cell that contains the formula you want to review. On the Formulas tab, in the Formula Auditing group, click the Evaluate Formula button to open the Evaluate Formula dialog for the selected cell. If the underlined part of the formula references a cell, named range, or another formula, click the Step In button to review the details. Click the Step Out button to return to the original formula. Notice that when you click Step Out, Evaluate Formula moves on to the next part of the formula for which you can click Evaluate or Step In. Click the Evaluate button to replace the underlined part of the formula with its current value. Continue clicking Evaluate until you have examined all parts of the formula. Click the Close button to dismiss the Evaluate Formula dialog.
And that was actually the last part of chapter 6. So as you can see in our chapter 6, we looked into all the skills from rounding the function with functions until trying to find errors and evaluating the errors in our formulas. And you should be set to do the assignment in this chapter.